Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Pokemonster TCG here, back with another video. And you know what it is today, it's a massive PSA return. I have over 20 slabs here to show you guys of what I've been grading, and in terms of value, this is definitely going to be my biggest return yet. So let's get into it and I'll see you once all the slabs are out. Okay guys, so we are back with the slabs, and just before we get into the returns, if you enjoy my videos in general, please make sure to subscribe to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. Please also check out my Instagram, which is Pokemonster363. Finally, I just want to give a shout out to Trust Grading, PSA authorized UK dealer. In my opinion, the best UK middleman for submissions to PSA based on customer service, response time, and dispatch time from when the returns come back. So I'm gonna go in reverse order for the returns because I know that the big stuff is kind of towards here, although there might be some stuff here. I have seen the grades already, so once again, it's mainly to show you guys what I'm sending off. A lot of these are more personal collection cards that I've been sending off rather than cards that I've been buying specifically to grade. But let's just get into it. So first we have an Electabuzz from L3 Clash at the Summit, which got a 10. So just a common card, I believe. No, uncommon, but the artwork by Tokiya is awesome. And also in general, L3, i.e. Japanese Hard Gold Soul Silver, is pretty rare to find. And then we have an Elekid in PSA 10 to go with it. So I do have the Electivire as well, which came in some recent PSA returns. So to be able to complete the set is going to be very fun. In fact, let me just pull it across. So here we go, guys. We've got the full Evo line from L3 Clash of the Summit. So pretty cool in terms of the consistency of the art style and just the sort of level of detail that you see in the artwork. Very, very nice. So we're starting off with two PSA 10s from the submission. Next up, we have an Eevee from Ultra Shiny GX. If you saw my last video, you'll have seen that I graded a 10 for this. Unfortunately, this was a 9. I'm trying to figure out why. Sometimes you shouldn't assume that just because you got a low grade, it's your fault. Sometimes PSA do bug a bit with their grades. So it could have been based on the centering, but I don't believe so because of cards that I'll show you later. So unless I missed something, it might be something for me to resubmit. I have to admit, it's not easy for me to sort of check through the condition whilst I'm filming, so maybe you want to take a look at later, but can't go wrong with shiny EVs again. So that's a 9. And in fact, why don't I start a pile of grades? So we've got those there, stack of 10s, stack of 9s. Next card, this is one of the bigger ones that I've submitted. Mewtwo Shiny from Ultra Shiny GX or Japanese Hidden Fates. So the same set as this Eevee. This card got a PSA 10. Big win for me because this was actually something that I bought in the past 2 years, probably for like, I don't know, 20 pounds, 30 US dollars. Graded it a 10. Even with the recent market crash, it will probably be worth above $120, I'd say. So a very nice card. Just love how they've textured the sort of rays of light. So a PSA 10, Mewtwo from Ultra Shiny GX. Next we have a very popular Sleepy Pikachu from Dark Phantasma, which got a PSA 10. Modern Sword and Shield cards are generally very easy to grade, so not so much of a win in terms of the grade, but still in terms of the uplift in value from the card being graded, it is a win. So a 10, and probably one for the personal collection, this one. Next, what do we have? We have a Charizard from Champion's Path. A set that gave me a lot of trauma because of how many packs I had to open, but this one got a 10 and probably is something I'm going to sell. Because at the time I was really into English cards, or I was still into English cards, but now I've mainly shifted over. So I think English cards are a little bit more liquid because at the end of the day, when you're selling cards in the West, they remain more popular. Japanese is still more niche, despite the values being higher now in general for modern. Next, we have a Charizard Reshiram SR from Double Blaze GX, which got a 7. I'm gonna have to re-inspect this card and see whether it's just PSA bugging or me missing something. So I'm trying to look at this at the same time as you guys, but I didn't notice anything particular. Ah, okay, so there's a tiny dent actually there. Don't know if you guys can see it. Somewhere around there. There's a tiny dent. There. Which may have affected the grade. Now, I'm not sure if that was there before or not, because I don't sort of record my cards before I send them, so we'll just have to take that one on the chin. It's a 7, and actually anything lower than a 9 I'm not going to put in piles on the camera. Next we have a Charizard from Tag Bolt. So Tag Bolt is the base set almost of tag team cards from the Sun and Moon era, and this got a 10. It has a very strong set of Gen 1 based holos, so if you haven't checked them out, looks very nice. Charizard Holo Tag Bolt PSA 10. Next we have the Eevee from Koro Koro Start Deck 100 in a PSA 10. So this was part of a sealed Koro Koro deck that I bought from Japan, and the price just didn't make sense. I think it was like £30, 37 US dollars. And when you consider your probability of getting a 10 from the 2 promos that are in there, we got the Pikachu in a 10 as well. So these are only 2 of the cards in there. There are some nice reverse holos as well, but it was worth the risk for me because the sort of chances of you getting a 10 are pretty high, I would say, from modern cards. And even when I account for the grading cost, the total value of these 2 is way higher than the 37 US dollars that I spent to get the deck itself. And that's without even counting the other cards in the deck. But very nice V cards in that they're not sort of the standard CGI, they look hand-drawn. So very nice set, but again, something that I'm going to be putting up for sale to fund my personal collection goals. Next we have a Shauna, and this is specifically a reverse holo from Start Deck 100, so from the same deck as this, which got a 10. Pretty sure this is going to be low pop, but not necessarily that rare because it's just low pop because people haven't graded. So another one for sale. Don't think I can extract that much value out of it, but nice to get a 10. Aside from the 7 we had there, it's a vast majority 10 so far. So what's next? Next is a Rosa Rare Holo from Dream League, which also got a PSA 10. Probably missed the wave of the waifu hype of a few months ago, but again, something I can sell. And considering it's just, you know, a normal holo that I pulled from a box, I'm sure it'll be worth it still. Next we have a Noctowl reverse holo from L1 Heart Gold set, which got another PSA 10. So theoretically speaking, these should be hard to grade because it's very easy to scratch the surface, which could affect the grade, but I think I kept my cards in relatively good condition. I've had this card for like 13-14 years, so always nice to see it grading into a 10. Next we have a Pikachu. So this is a promo card which got a 10. It says some sort of Pika Pika Alolan Festival pack. I think I got this while I was in Japan in some sort of promo pack that I opened. So again, quite nice to have it in a 10. But not something that's part of my collection, so definitely will be up for sale. Let's see, there's a big hitter that I'm excited to show you guys soon. This is a Switch reverse holo from L1 Heart Gold again, which got a PSA 10. Again, if you look at the way the surface is, it would be very easy to scratch, so it's quite gratifying to see it in a 10. And if we're looking at this stack so far, vast majority is 10s. Next we have the Charizard from V-Star Universe, drawn by Oswaldo Cato, who actually is also the illustrator for the new Garchomp SAR that was revealed earlier this week to be part of Raging Surf. This one got a 10. happy with that. But as I've previously said, V-Star Universe is very, very easy to grade by PSA standards at least. Okay, this is the big one. So we have a Mewtwo, test tube Mewtwo, super rare and secret rare from Shining Legends. If you look at the texture on the test tube and the Mewtwo itself, it's just unbelievable. A work of art by Mitsuhiro Arita, which got the 10. And the surprising thing is I didn't get upcharged for this. So this was a TCG bulk tier. So it cost me 15 pounds to grade this card, and it got a 10. Didn't get any upcharges, which is crazy. The most gratifying thing about this card is that I bought it for like $20 US 4 years ago. Is that I bought it for like $20 4 years ago. So I'll try to put the screenshot here if I can find it, but an awesome card, and the one that I was looking forward to the most. Probably just some smudges that I can clean off, but this is the big one. I'm just gonna put it here again, probably use it as my thumbnail. Super happy with that. So thanks again, Trust Grading. Next we have, okay, so some more cards that I sent to try and take advantage of the increase in prices. Probably missed the boat, but it is a very nice reverse holo. So you look at how trippy the pattern is. So this is the Lunala reverse foil from the 25th anniversary collection. A pull that I got from opening a box. Then we have another Lily or Cosmoem in a PSA 10 reverse holo from the 25th anniversary. So as you can see, this was a very generous return for me. Aside from this card and this card, everything else has been a 10 so far. I do have some of my friends' cards as well, which I've got here, but decided that I'll show them next time when I've got another return. So we are down to our final 4 cards. This Superior CSR from Incandescent Arcana is one of my favorite cards from the Sword and Shield block. I just love the vibes that this card gives off. The bond between Pokemon and trainer, the background, the texture, it's just awesome. And it got a 10, so one for the personal collection for sure, especially considering I pulled it myself. And next we have the Lycia or Altaria CHR from Incandescent Arcana. Very strong Sword and Shield set, perhaps underrated by some people because it doesn't have any sort of alt arts in quotation marks. PSA 10, another one to sell, so happy about that. Then we get into our final 2 cards. So we have the Elisa Sparkle, which I pulled a few months back from V-Star Universe. As you can see, the centering is very off left to right, but I still thought it was worth a gamble to try with PSA, because the worst case scenario is it gets a 9 and then you can sort of break it out, keep it in the binder, but it actually got a 10. So hopefully this information or data is useful for you guys in terms of the level of centering needed for a 10. I wouldn't advise sending every card that has this sort of centering, because it's more likely than not, in my opinion, that it won't get a 10, but it did pay off this time, so I'm very happy. And finally, we have a Marnie from Shiny Star V. Again, similar situation in terms of the centering, but I thought it was worth a gamble. Bought this card as a PSA 9. Here's the last card I needed to complete my Shiny Star V set, but I thought, okay, let me just try and get it into a 10 first. And I did. So now I have a complete Shiny Star V set plus this in a PSA 10. If you look at the sort of centering, it's similar on these 2 cards and both of them got 10s. Don't use that as a benchmark to know like for sure, oh, my cards with this centering will get a 10. But I think it's so useful to show that you can get a 10 on bulk services with this level of centering. So hopefully that was useful for you guys, and hopefully you've seen that this is a monster return for me. I'm very happy. If I had to pick my favorites, these 2 plus the Marnie are my biggest wins. all PSA 10s, just lovely to have. Some I'll sell, some I'll keep in the personal collection. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was informative. If you did, please make sure to subscribe, like, and leave a comment, and I'll see you guys next time.